I go any further, thank you very much for listening. I have a special something to say that I feel is the right time for me to say with regards to COVID and the vaccination. I've thought long and hard about this, my position. It's taken me a long time to arrive at this place. And whatever I say to you this morning, I cannot tell you what to do. It is not my place. However, it is my place because of the position I hold as your priest to tell you what my decision is with regards to COVID, with regards to the vaccination. Over the months since the pandemic, I have seen and heard and listened to and contemplated my own position. I have to tell you, I have moved from one position to another, and that's why I've not said anything concrete until now, until I was clear in my own mind about my own position. I have a responsibility, therefore, to say to you that I can understand some of the things I have read on social media. I can understand the fear and the panic and the distrust. After all, we come from a culture where we have no good reason to trust politicians. We have been treated very badly by our history and by those who purport to be better than ourselves. And so I can understand why many are totally distrustful of what is being said by successive governments. Governments in England and Europe. And I can understand the bewilderment of those bits of information we get and how to accept them or not accept them. I've had to think long and hard about myself, my own position, partly because I'm a coward. I don't like needles. To that extent, I am cowardly. I don't like needles. But I had to think through the issues. Can I trust? Will it be safe? If I don't take it, what does that mean for my grandchildren and my children, my own future, my own health? But the broader question, what will it mean for my community? The people from whom I have sprung. I've said this on more than one occasion publicly. The people whom I love and respect, not because they agree with me or disagree with me, but because they are the people from whom I have come, and I want the best for our people. So I've really slept on this, prayed about it, talked to myself, read as much as I could, but knowing that eventually I had to make the decision. Since the lockdown, I have taken many funerals, and people I have known and loved have died. I've loved deeply and I've grieved for their loss, their passing has affected me deeply. There have been days when I've been afraid that because I spend so much time taking funerals, am I safe? And I could have locked myself away. But I've also known that there is evidence that the Asian community, and indeed the community into which I was born, have had many deaths. It has been heartbreaking to know the number of people that I know, closely or otherwise, who have died. I have read as much as I can, and I'm going to continue to read more. And I have listened to some of the arguments, in inverted commas, on social media. I'm not saying you can't read that, but I'm saying you must think carefully. And I understand your fears. I understand, I repeat it, your distrust. We have been treated badly, but it's clear to see that we have suffered badly too in this pandemic. We have suffered deeply. Many young men, Asian and Caribbean and Africans, but Caribbeans have died. And frankly, it saddens me deeply that it's affected us so badly. And I don't want any of us, man or woman, to die unnecessarily or unduly. So can I implore you as a family, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm going to take the vaccine myself because I think it's the responsible thing to do, not just on behalf of my own family, but my children, their friends, and all the people I know, and the unknown numbers of people within my community. I love you, and I wouldn't tell you to do anything, but I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I have not arrived where I am easily. I've had to think about it deeply, cry about it before God, read about it, and indeed think, do I really want to hear more of my people who are dying? No, I don't, is a short answer. So I want you to do some more reading for yourself. I will send you some readings from Black doctors who are encouraging us to trust them, and that they too can understand why there is a deep distrust within our community. So I'm not getting rid of that suspicion. I'm not saying we shouldn't think. I'm not saying we shouldn't ask questions. For goodness sake, I'm not. I'm saying after a long time thinking, I have decided that I will take the vaccine, not only for myself and my family, but for my beautiful community, this beautiful community who have suffered disproportionately from this terrible virus. There are no easy answers, but I'm imploring you to take time, not to me get that, okay? Me get all of that. For those of you who are Jamaican, I get it. I understand that. But I'm asking you to think carefully so that this community of ours will not continue to suffer disproportionately from this raging disease. I know that within our community, there are people who deny that this virus is real. I can tell you as a priest, I have done over 60 funerals so far. I did 33 during the first pandemic, the first lockdown. By the December 2020, I had done 52. And that 52 service has taken its toll. It has upset me because many of them, not all, were Caribbean people. And I don't want to bury more than is absolutely necessary. We all have to die sometime, but we needn't die if our time is not yet ready, if God isn't yet ready for us. And the year is young. It is still only January. We don't have to suffer any more than we need to. We've had a hard time in life, I know. I haven't been living in cloud cuckoo land, but don't be thrown just by emotions. I want you to put your emotions in check and think. Don't let anyone who doesn't know us tell us, who come from outside of our community online and social media, tell us what to think. We are the people who are suffering. And so we must listen to the voice of reason within our community, the intelligent men and women within our community who have the best interest of we at our community at heart. So can I implore you this morning to think clearly, be wise, to put before us not just social media, but to listen to the voice of the intelligent men and women within our community. And I would dare say I'm one of them. I'm not taking this lightly. I'm not doing it easily. It's been a long journey for me, but I've made that decision. I hope you will begin to think or continue to really think deeply to make the right decisions for our people who have suffered disproportionately at the hand of lots of stuff in our culture, the most recent being the virus. God bless you. Please think carefully and be wise. Thank you for listening.